Selamat pagi tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. Good morning ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to APEL University webinar series. And today we have titled Flexible Learning Pathways at APEL University via Micro-credentials and APEL-C. We are privileged today to have a knowledgeable and prominent scholar, Prof. Dr. Titik Khawa, Abdul Rahman, the Deputy Vice Chancellor of APEL University, to enlighten us on flexible learning pathways at APEL University via Micro-credentials and APEL-C. But more importantly, on how to graduate early with APEL-C. I will pose some of the questions first. And the first question that I would like to pose to Prof. Titik, how flexible is flexible learning? Who is to decide? And what are its implications? AeU is an ODL university. Flexible learning is central to its ethos and culture. Please share AeU's engagement in flexible approaches to learning and teaching. Flexible learning is a state of being in which learning and teaching is increasingly freed from the limitations of time, place, and pace of study. But this kind of flexibility does not end here. What are the implications for learners and facilitators, especially at APEL University? Embedding flexibility is to consider in relation to how and to what extent it is being integrated in leveraging key dimensions of learning and teaching. Please discuss what are the key learning and teaching variables can be leveraged in terms of its flexibility. I will also extend what can a student start to apply APEL-C? Is there any restriction for subjects that can be applied for APEL-C? How long it takes to assessing APEL-C at APEL University? Is there any conditions for the candidate to take the micro-credentials? And lastly, how can a candidate with micro-credentials apply for credit transfer? So please welcome Dr. Prof. Titik, and the talk is yours now.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prof. Siow, for giving the introduction. Okay, and also posting some of the questions, which inshallah I will answer through my presentation this morning. Okay, so I would like to welcome audience to this webinar, which we will discuss about flexible learning pathways at AeU via Micro-credential and APEL-C. So, okay, flexible learning at APEL University. Okay, so what does it mean by flexible learning? Okay, and when we say about flexible learning, it means that the learning and teaching is freed from time, place, and pace of study, whereby students are given freedom in how, what, when, and where they learn. Okay, so flexible learning is a learner-centered, encouraging greater independence and autonomy on the part of the students. So we can see that in APEL University, whereby our mode of learning is online distance learning. And when we say online distance learning, okay, we have all the materials in our learning management system, which we call MyPLS, my personalized learning space, whereby student can access 24/7 to the learning materials. So which means that student can do their studies anytime, anywhere, and according to their pace. Okay, so this the learning is managed by the students themselves. So it is a learner-centered learning. Yeah, on top of that, when we introduce APEL C and also micro-credentials, that will encourage more the practice of flexible learning. So Asia universities, we have been given approval by the Malaysian Qualification Agency to conduct APEL C. So later I will discuss what is APEL C and how APEL C promote flexible learning to students. Okay, and also Asia universities, we also offer uh, a sliced uh, courses comes from accredited program. Okay, and these courses we call micro-credential. So what we do in micro-credential is basically we are slicing the big programs into smaller pieces, into which goes down in per subject basis. So students or candidate, anyone can take our micro-credentials, and how later I will explain how micro-credentials can be transferred into the credits, so that the student can accumulate or can transfer the credit to their study, and can allow them to fulfill the credit requirement for a certain program. Okay, so this is what we see by having FLC, and also micro-credentials, we can shorten the duration of study. So if the normal, for example here, the normal undergraduate programs, the total credit is 120, or the postgraduate program, the total credit is 40, and the normal duration of study for an undergraduate is 4 years, or for masters by coursework is 18 months. But if a student get credit transfer via FLC, or through micro-credentials, the duration of study can be reduced. However, the total credit, the students still fulfill the requirement of the total credit for that particular program. So we can see that via FLC or via micro-credentials, students can reduce their duration of their study without affecting the total credits requirement for the program. So they still accumulate, they still ensure the total credits, let's say 120 for undergraduates or 40 for postgraduate, they still fulfill the total credit requirements, but for a shorter duration of time. Okay, so I think I would like to just recap. Maybe some of you you're familiar with the term APEL, but just to recap, what does APEL means? It is the accreditation of prior experiential learning. So the definition of APEL, it is a systematic process. It is a systematic process that involves identification, documentation, and assessment of prior experiential learning. So in AeU, we have a systematic process that would identify, that would document, that would assess the prior experiential learning of students or a candidate, so that their experiential learning can be recognized for various purposes. So for the one that we're going to discuss today is for the award of credits, or for credit awards. Okay, so when we say experiential learning, so this learning can be, when we talk about learning, it can be through formal, non-formal, or informal. So when we say formal, this is a formal, meaning that a student, they go through school or college or university, and at the end of the day they get the scroll or the certificate. Okay, but when we say experiential learning, meaning that it comes from their work experience, their life experience, their training, yeah, their independent study, and so on and so on. Yeah, so other than going to school, yeah, all other types of learning, we call it experiential learning. And non non-formal learning, yeah, non-formal learnings, these are like short courses, yeah, short courses where at the end of the day, the student or the candidate receive certificate, yeah. So that is non-formal learning. And informal learning, meaning that these are all the work and also the life experiences, yeah. So when the student can prove and show in documented form, yeah, that they have gone through these experiences, yeah, to show that they have this knowledge, yeah, through these experiences, so we can assess, yeah, this prior experiential learning. Okay, so as I mentioned just now, there are a few types of APEL. Okay, so we have APEL A, that is for admission. Okay, so which means that if a student, if a candidate who do not fulfill the entry requirement for a certain program, but through their experiential learning, it shows that, yeah, they are qualified, yeah, to be admitted to a certain program, yeah. So then we can award APEL A, yeah, to the candidate, and the candidate can be admitted, yeah, into the program. Okay, so that is called APEL A, admission, yeah, for student to get admitted into a program. Okay, then there's another one, APEL A, APEL M, yeah. This is new, yeah. APEL M is new, and it's going to be introduced, inshallah, next year, 2022. Okay, so this is when, yeah, a particular candidate, yeah, who do not fulfill the entry requirement, yeah, who do not fulfill the entry requirement, but, yeah, this candidate has accumulated uh, a certain number of credits, yeah, through micro-credentials, yeah. So this candidate, yeah, can be admitted, yeah, via APEL-M, yeah, which the process of admission is the process of assessment, yeah, for the admission is much less than APEL-A, yeah, because they have taken certain amount of credits, yeah, via micro-credentials. And later these micro-credentials, yeah, can be used for credit transfer. Yeah, so this is APEL-M. So I will when I touch on micro-credential later, yeah, I will also discuss again about this APEL-M. Yeah. Okay. Next is APEL-C. Yeah, APEL-C is the credit award, yeah. So based on the experiential learning, yeah, of students, yes, the student can apply for credit award. So meaning that their experiential learning will be assessed, yeah, in order to qualify for the credit award. Yeah, so meaning that if a particular students pass the APEL-C assessment, yeah, so the student can transfer, can get the credit award. So it is similar to credit transfer. Yeah. So the credit for that particular subject or particular course will be awarded, yeah, to the students. And finally, there is an APEL-Q. APEL-Q is also something very new, yeah, whereby based on the experiential learning, yeah, vast, you know, a number of years of experiential learning of a particular candidate, yeah, so that candidate can apply, you know, for the qualification of award. So when we say qualification award, for the qualification award, it means that the degree will be awarded to that candidate. For example, a bachelor in ICT or masters in education. So this is for APEL Q. So but today I will just focus on APEL C, and later I will also discuss on APEL M. Okay, so so what is APEL C? As I mentioned just now, it is the accreditation of prior experiential learning for the award of credits. So it is the evaluation process. So there is an evaluation or there is an assessment on the informal and non-formal learning of an individual on cumulative experiences. So based on the experience, informal or non-formal learning, we can evaluate. We can evaluate or we can assess to show that that particular students has achieved the learning outcome of a certain subjects in order to obtain the credit transfer for the course or the courses in the program enrolled. So basically the benefits of FLC, it is the recognition of learning acquired through work experience or short courses attended. It will it will reduce the redundant learning for students. So let's say the students have vast experience in a certain area or have taken quite a number of courses, short courses in a certain area. So when the student look at the learning outcome for that for a particular subject, the student may say that, oh, I have all these my experience, my experiential learning actually can fulfill the learning outcome. So I would like to get the credit for this subject without going through the subject, without registering and going through the subject and taking the examination or assignment of that subject. So just by evaluating the experiential learning of the students, and prove that the student achieve or pass the learning outcome, so the student can be awarded with the credit. So meaning that we can reduce the redundancy of learning. Okay, and we also encourage the admission of adult learners, because our students, AEU students, majority, I mean more than 95%, they are working adults. So meaning that they have a lot of experience based on their working, their short courses, all those experiences, so these experiences actually can be converted into credits via certain assessment. So we are actually encouraging the working adults to go into higher education. So meaning that we are giving a second chance, because sometimes the adult learners or the working adults, when they are younger, maybe they don't have the opportunity to go into ivory tower. So with all these APEL, the accreditation of prior learning, so it gives opportunities to the adult learners who has a lot of experience to get a proper qualification in the higher education institution. And of course, when they get the credit award via FLC, the duration of study can be reduced. So when we say duration of study can be reduced, it means that the cost of study can be reduced as well. Okay, so just to recap, Okay, so just to recap, what is formal learning, what is non-formal learning, what is informal learning. So as I mentioned just now, formal learning, it refers to program of study delivered within an organized and structured context. So normally this comes from school, college, university, and which leads to a recognized qualification. So student, at the end of the day, student receive a scroll. Okay, so next, non-formal learning. So this is um, the learning that takes place, through, let's say, short courses, So the short courses that the student undertake while they are working, So these short courses, normally lead to a formal certification, and sometimes it doesn't lead to a formal certification as well, but you have the evidence, or the student have the evidence that they have attended, these courses, so this non-formal learning, can be evidence that the student have gone through, the learning experience, and informal learning. So these are the life and work experiences, So this is often, sometimes it is called as unintentional learning. Okay, so APEL C at AEU. Okay, so in AEU we have developed a system, we have developed a process, to evaluate the experiential learning, of a students, that will allow the student to be awarded, for credits, for a particular subject, So this is considered as a form of credit transfer, and of course, when we say credit transfer, it does not involve a transfer of grade, but the credit is awarded, which is counted for the graduation requirement. So this is what I meant just now. If student get a credit award by FLC, so the credit that is being awarded, to a particular student, for a particular subject, is counted in the total graduation requirement. Okay, whether it is masters, or bachelor, or even at doctoral level, which is doctoral program by coursework. For example, we have DBA, we have Doctor of Business Administration. So DBA students, you can also, normally DBA students, they are very experienced, have a lot of experience, in your area. Okay, you have whole quite a vast, very high post, in your company, a lot of experience, so on. So you can, you, based on all this experience, you can apply for credit award, via FLC. Okay, so the maximum credit transfer allowed, via FLC is 30% from the total credits. So if you talk about 30%, from the total credit, it can, let's say, 30%, it can goes up to, for bachelor degree, it can go up to 40 credits. So it can, student can save like 1 year, from a bachelor program. For master's program, the student can save like 2 semesters, or maybe I think 2 semesters, students can reduce, the duration of study. So that's the maximum credit transfer. Okay, so the principle of FLC, is the assessment of the course learning outcomes. Okay, so what are the courses, applicable for FLC? So they are all the courses, except the project-based courses. Okay, so project-based, for example, the final year project or dissertation or project papers. Okay, so those courses, are not cannot be applied for APEL C. Yeah, but all other courses whereby if the student need to take the exam, the assignment, yeah, so the student can apply, yeah, for APEL C for those courses. Okay, so APEL C process in AeU. Okay, so APEL C process in AeU. So first, of course, it starts from the student. Yeah, so as a student, yeah, they should be able to look at. I mean, they should look at all the courses. Yeah, they should look at all the courses being offered. Yeah, in the program. Okay, so student need to survey the courses, yeah, and look at the learning outcomes. So you look at the learning outcomes and you see, oh, based on, you can judge, yeah, based on your experiential learning, based on your working experience, based on the courses that you have taken, you see that you may apply, for the FLC for that particular course. For example, I give you an example. Let's say for a subject for masters, for subjects from masters in ICT management, for example, there's a subject on information security management. Yeah. So let's say if you are working in a ICT department of a company, yeah, whereby you are in charge, looking into the ICT system, yeah, and of course you are taking care of the security, of the system, and you have a vast experience, on information security. You have attended courses on information securities, yeah. So you see and you look at the course learning outcome for this subject, yeah, information security management, and then you see that, oh, you can achieve all this learning outcome, yeah, all the learning outcomes for this particular course. So there you are, yeah, you can apply, for FLC for that course, and you can ask to be assessed, yeah, for on the learning outcomes, yeah, so that you don't need to take the course, but you are given the credit, yeah, you are being awarded with the credit for that course, yeah. So what you need to do next, yeah, so first you study the learning outcomes, yeah, survey the courses, what are the courses available in the program that you are taking. Okay, have a look at the learning outcomes and you judge yourself. Okay, do you think that your experiential learning, yeah, from the courses that you have taken, from your working experience, yeah, would allow you to achieve the learning outcomes, yeah. So if you see that, you think that you can, actually you can prove that you can achieve the learning outcome. So next, you need to inform the APEL coordinator for each school. Okay, so when you inform the APEL coordinator, okay, and the APEL coordinator, yeah, from your school will advise you what to do. Okay, so we'll advise you how to apply for FLC, whether can, what would be the process, how you're going to prepare yourself for the assessment of FLC and so on. Okay, so please contact, yeah, if you're interested, please contact the APEL coordinator for each school, yeah, or you can also contact the APEL unit and you will be advised, yeah, what to do. Okay, so actually you can go to our website, yeah, the APEL website, yeah, you can get the information there. But of course, to know further, yeah, you can always, yeah, contact the APEL coordinator, yeah, and the APEL coordinator will advise you on what to do next. Okay, so let's say once you have decide to take the APEL C, yeah. So you can you are ready, yeah, to take the assessment. Okay, so there are two types of assessment for APEL C. Okay, one is portfolio. So when we say portfolio, it means that you need to compile, all the evidences showing that you have gone through, I mean that you have all the experiences, uh, would prove that you achieve the learning outcome. Meaning that you show all the evidences like your working experience, the courses that you attended, the tasks that you have to perform for your post in the company, for your job, all those evidences, you compile in the portfolio, and all those evidences will be evaluated against the learning outcome, the course learning outcome, whether you achieve or not the course learning outcomes. So we have a system to do the assessment, and we have rubrics to evaluate the achievement of the learning outcomes based on the portfolio that you have compiled. Okay, so that is if you choose portfolio. Okay, some student they choose challenge test. So portfolio and challenge test is either or, it's not together. Either you choose portfolio or you take the challenge test. So when we say challenge test, when you, let's say a candidate takes a challenge test, meaning that the candidate will sit for the exam, and the challenge test will assess the learning outcomes. So so if the candidate pass the FLC assessment either via portfolio or challenge test, then the students can be awarded with the credits for that particular subject. So FLC, application of FLC can be done anytime actually. So there is no certain time period that student can take FLC or apply for FLC. Meaning that the challenge test that I mentioned here, the student can take it anytime. Okay, but of course student, when the student apply for FLC for a particular course, he or she cannot register for that course, because if the student register for that course, meaning that it will be um, a double assessment. So if a student decide to take a FLC or for a particular course, so the student don't need to register for that course, because they are going to be assessed for that course via FLC. Okay, so FLC is anytime, anytime when you're interested. So first you survey the courses. When you are interested, you inform the APEL coordinator, and when you are ready, you take the test or you compile the portfolio. Okay, and then the assessment will be done on your portfolio, okay, or the challenge test, and the credits will be awarded once approved by the Senate of University. Okay, so the process of FLP, you can read, you can download actually this FLC policy handbook from our APEL unit website, APEL unit page. So you can read the FLC policy handbook. Okay.
Prof,
Yeah.
Prof, I would like to ask, that is to say that a student can apply FLC anytime, you said.
Yeah. Yes.
So which means that if I am in first year and I saw the second year subjects are quite I mean relevant to me, that I can seek the APEL C, can I also apply then for second year subject?
Yes. Yes. That's the thing, Prof. That
Okay.
is that's the thing, Prof. When I mentioned here survey the courses, meaning that you can survey the course the future courses that you are going to take or available in the program structure. It can go beyond until the final year, except the final year project or the dissertation or the project paper. But let's say you can also apply for APEL C, yeah, for what do you call it? Um, for the specialization, for the elective, for the core. But the only thing that if a subject require prerequisite, so you have to apply for the prerequisite, not for the subject that requires the prerequisite. That's the thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So that which mean to say the restriction is only on the final year's subject and those subjects with a prerequisite.
Correct. Correct. Yes, Prof.
And how long does it take to assess the FLC?
Okay, so if everything, because it depends on the student as well, sometimes students takes time to prepare the portfolio. Okay,
Hmm.
so that would prolong the duration. Yeah, but if the student have prepared the portfolio and or take the challenge test, yeah, actually the evaluation process doesn't take long. Yeah, it takes only a few days, yeah, but it has to go through the process of the result. We have to go through um, our examination committee, and then it goes to the Senate, endorsement of Senate.
Should I, if my application for FLC is rejected, can I reapply that if I have new evidence? Let's say
Yeah,
for portfolio.
correct. Yes. So that is why we say if let's say the evaluation of the portfolio um is not sufficient, yeah, to achieve the learning outcome. Yeah, students are given another 6 months, yeah, before he or she can reapply again for that particular subject, because within that 6 months, yeah, student can accumulate more evidence, more
Huh.
experience. Let's say they attend courses and maybe they have some task or job or project, to be accomplished, and that would reflect the achievement of the learning outcomes.
Okay,
Yes.
Prof, I have a question from the audience and I would like to
Mm.
flash this question to you from Mr. Mustafa Azad Kamal.
Yes.
How can I get an APEL based curriculum and the relevant documents on APEL? The design is highly powerful.
Oh, okay. So the there is APEL based curriculum. Actually, the you all you need to do, okay, you go to the uh your program structure, yeah, which is available in the website, or you can also contact your program coordinator, okay, and ask because normally students, they know what are the subjects that they have to go through, yeah, for the duration for the study, yeah, for the whole program, yeah. But if you want to know what are the course learning outcome for that particular subjects, okay, you can ask the program coordinator. So you can ask the program coordinator, you want to have a look at the course learning outcome, because you want to see whether your learning, your experiential learning, yeah, would be able to prove that you achieve, yeah, the course learning outcome. Okay. And normally this information is available in the website, yeah, synopsis, but the specific learning outcome may not be available, but you can always ask the program coordinator, or it can also be available in the program handbook.
Okay, I have another question from the audience, Prof.
Yes.
Uh, by Fatima Zara.
Okay.
Okay, and while I doing the PhD second year, can we take the APLC?
Uh, I'm assuming Fatima Zara is doing DBA.
Looks like a PhD, is it? But PhD, we
Oh.
don't have courses.
No, because a research program is not applicable to FLC because there are no courses. But if Fatima Zahra taking DBA, Doctor of Business Admin, this is a coursework doctoral program whereby students have to take courses. For DBA, yes, you can apply for FLC. Yeah, as long as you have not reached the dissertation stage. Of course, dissertation is not allowable for FLC. Yeah, but all the courses in DBA, you can apply for FLC. We have DBA student apply for FLC and approve.
Okay, I don't have any more questions from the audience, and Prof, you can continue now, taking us through the micro credentials.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Prof.
Is there any conditions for a candidate to take micro credentials, and how can a candidate with micro credentials apply for credit transfer?
Yes. So first of all, let me just introduce, because on micro credentials, yeah, and micro credentials in AEU. Okay, so micro credentials is basically a short courses, yeah, short courses, yeah, and it can be a standalone, or it may comes from an accredited programs. Yeah. So basically the definition of micro-credential, yeah, is the digital certification of assessed knowledge, skill, competency in a specific area or field, yeah, which can be a component of a program courses to support professional, academic, or personal development of a learners. So basically micro-credential, it comes from a short courses. So that short courses can be a standalone courses, which we call professional credentials, or that short courses, it can be a subject, yeah, a subject or a course from an accredited program. So that we call as academic credentials. Yeah. So to take this micro credential, whether it is a professional or standalone or academic credential, which comes from an accredited program, there is no entry requirement. Okay, so which means that anybody who are even not our student, not AEU student, can take our micro credentials. Yeah, can take AEU micro credentials. So micro credential is open. Okay, it is anybody can take micro credentials. There is no entry requirement for micro credentials. Yeah, so actually micro credential is for someone who who like to um, who like to upskill themselves, reskill, increase their knowledge, so these are the innovative methods of learning, yeah, to support either for reskilling, upskilling, yeah, for adult workers or graduates. Yeah, we do have some of our students, our existing students, yeah, taking micro credentials because they want to reduce the duration of study. Yeah, they are taking some of the courses regularly in a semester, and they take additional subject via micro credentials. Okay, and therefore they can reduce, yeah, the duration of study. So micro credential, it promote lifelong learning, and it is also flexible. Yeah, meaning that you can access to the learning material. You can learn, you can study anytime, anywhere. Yeah, so student how to say, student can study anytime. Yeah, anywhere the student can study whatever that they want actually. Okay, so what are the benefits of micro credential? Yeah, of first is it is stackable. Okay, so meaning that if you take an academic credentials from an accredited program, without even registering to a program, you can take one subject or two subjects at a time. You can accumulate the credit. Okay, so you don't need to register as AEU student, yeah, but you can take our or AEU micro-credentials from our learning platform. Okay, I'm going to show you later, yeah, our learning platform. So then you can accumulate the credits, yeah, like you have a credit bank, yeah, you let's say for this month you take this one subject, okay, and then you pass, you have accumulated 3 credits, and then maybe next month or later or 2 months later, you know, you take another subject and then you pass, you accumulate another 3 credits. So you can see you can accumulate, yeah, the credits that you have taken for a particular subject, for a particular program without having to register into a program. Okay, and therefore there is no entry requirement. Okay, so let's say if you take a subject, you take a micro-credential from a master's program, okay, and let's say you don't have a bachelor, you only have a diploma, you can do that. Yeah, you can take that master's program, master's courses, although you have not fulfilled the entry requirement for a master's program. You can take micro-credential from a master's program. Okay, so anybody can take a micro-credential. Okay, so AEU student can also, yeah, existing student. Let's say a student doing, for example, bachelor in ICT. Okay, so he or she wants to take a micro-credential, which is one of the subject in bachelor in ICT. He or she can do that. He is already a student and take a micro-credential, yeah, for that particular program, on top of the subject that they are taking, yeah, in a semester. Students can do that, yeah. So it is stackable, okay, and it is flexible, of course, yeah, because student can study at their own pace, okay, and it is 100% online, yeah. Meaning that all the learning materials are available in our learning management system. So student can study, the student can be flexible in when is the start date, anywhere and any device, yeah, that you want to use. And of course it is economical, yeah, because it is being sliced, yeah, it is being sliced, 3 credit, so it is economical. And also if a candidate transfer the credits that they have accumulated into a program, okay, it can reduce the duration of study. So when a student reduce the duration of study, of course the the cost for taking a program, undergoing a program, will be reduced as well. Okay, so in AEU, yeah, we have what we call academic credential and professional credentials. Yeah, so for academic credentials, yeah, as I mentioned just now, it comes from the accredited academic programs. Yeah, so we can go down to a single course. Yeah, so one course, so meaning that one micro credential, okay, it can be 3 credits, yeah, it depends on the number of credits for that course. It can be 3 credits, it can be 4 credits, or if the course is 2 credits, it can be also a two credits course. Yeah, and therefore the duration of study, yeah, for a particular micro credentials depending on the credits. Yeah, so normally a 3 credit course, yeah, the duration is 1 month or 4 weeks, yeah, because that would fulfill the student learning time, yeah, required for a 3 credit course. Yeah, so of course the bigger the credit, yeah, let's say 4 credits course, so then the duration of micro credential is 5 weeks. If it is a 2 weeks, 2 credits, then the duration is shorter, yeah, like two weeks, yeah, or slightly more than 1 week. Yeah, so the duration of study would depends on the credit or the student learning time. Okay, so in AAU, in AAU, we also have a professional credentials. So professional credentials, depending on the areas. For example, business and management, education, humanities and social science, ICT, or research, or general study. Okay, so this is professional credentials. They are stand-alone. Stand-alone subject, or stand-alone micro-credential. But academic credentials, it comes from an accredited program. So basically, it is the subject in the program. Okay. So in AEU, we have a platform, specifically learning platform specifically for micro-credential, which we call degree by bits and bytes, which is DIPS. So DIPS is a platform for micro-credentials. So anybody who would like to take micro-credentials, you are free to go to our DIPS platform, and you can get all the information, what are the micro-credentials available and so on, and take the micro-credentials, on this platform. Okay. So basically, DIPS is a platform for the course provider. Okay. So this is the explanation, for academic credentials. These are the courses categorized as formal learning because it comes from an accredited program. Okay, it can be used, as a direct credit transfer. Direct credit transfer for programs at AEU. So let's say if you take micro credentials from a particular program in AEU, so you can apply for normal or direct credit transfer. Okay. So we can, which means that the student will be given the credits, and for academic credentials, when we say direct credit transfer, meaning that the student will be given the credit, and the grade, the grade that the students achieve for that micro credentials, will be used to calculate the CGPA, for the program. Okay. So for 3 credits, it's 4 months. 1 month or 4 weeks. For 4 credits, it is more than 4 weeks. Actually, slightly more than 4 weeks. So if you take 4 weeks, meaning that you need to spend more time per day, on the subject. Okay, so the student at the end, when they completed the micro credential, the student will be given a certificate of achievement. A certificate of achievement, because the student take the assessment and pass. Yes. So let's say if the student just take the subject without taking the assessment, okay, the student just receive the certificate of completion. So for certificate of completion, cannot be used for direct credit transfer because there is no assessment. But if the student receive a certificate of achievement, and the student can get the direct credit transfer because there is an assessment and the student pass and the student get some grade, for that micro credentials. Okay, so this is professional credential, which is standalone. So this is the courses under professional credential are categorized as non-formal learning. So normally student would take it as personal or professional development courses. And actually the whoever taking these professional credentials, they can apply for credit award via APEL because the professional credential is considered as non-formal learning. And we can see just now for APEL C, student can use the non-formal learning for the assessment of the credit award in their portfolio. Okay, so again, the credit would depends on the student learning time required to undergo the course, the micro-credentials, and the student will be awarded a certificate of completion if the student just complete the micro-credential, and certificate of achievement if take the assessment. Okay, so these are the examples of academic credentials whereby we take from an accredited programs. Okay, this is an example of professional credentials. So you can see we have professional credentials in partnership with a partner. For example, this is our partner iTrain. Okay, so iTrain offers some micro credentials, so we can we park that in our dips. Okay, so now I would like to explain about FLM. Yeah, as I mentioned just now.
Prof. Titik,
Sorry.
before you move to APEL-M, there are a few questions on micro-credentials from the audience.
Okay.
I would like to wait, get the... Okay, the first question is from Mr. Mustafa Azad, saying that if the micro-credentials are not credit-specific, then how to allow them for waiver? Is there any filtering process in this case?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Mustafa, for the question. Yes. If there is no credit being awarded, or if there's no credit numerated for the micro credentials, student can still use that micro credentials, but student will use it via APEL C. So the credit award will be via APEL C. So which means that the courses that the student has taken will be evaluated in the portfolio to prove that the student achieved the learning outcome for a particular subject. So it still it is still possible for the credit award, but not direct credit transfer because it does not come from accredited programs. The credit award will be given via APEL C assessment.
The other question is from Nishat, which is for the current student of AeU University, there will be separate fees for taking micro-credentials, or is it already covered in the main course fee? In my case, I'm a current PhD student, and the same person also has asked, what is assessment criteria for micro-credentials?
Okay. Okay, so micro credentials, there is a fee for the micro credentials, which is on top of the fee that the student has to pay for the program. But the thing is, the fee for a program is actually based on credit. So if the student has taken micro credentials, so the student the total credit that the student have to take is actually reduced. So meaning that instead of meaning that the student will not take that subject, and therefore the student will not be charged in a regular program because the student has taken via micro credential. Okay, so the charge will be for the micro credential, so not for the subject, because the student didn't take the subject. So which means that the student will not be double charged. The student will only be charged once, yeah, either taking the micro-credential, yeah, either taking the subject via micro-credentials or taking the subject in the normal regular way, yeah. But what is the advantage is that, yeah, if the student takes via micro-credential, yeah, at the same time taking other subjects, yeah, the student can reduce the duration of study and therefore they can reduce the cost, because student knows that they have semester fee, you know. So if the duration of study is shortened, so they save the semester fee. So that's how they save the cost.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Titik. And there's two more questions from the same person, Dr.
Mm-mm.
David Soti. Say,
Mm-hmm.
can I obtain a degree if
Mm-hmm.
I restack my MC, or
Mm-hmm.
do I still have to fulfill the admission requirement? Second question,
Uh-uh.
when you say 100% online, do you still have lecturer intervention?
Okay. Prof, sorry, before that I forgot about the second question from Nishat.
Oh,
Can you
from
say
Nishat, what
uh,
is the assessment criteria for micro credentials?
assessment criteria? Okay. For micro-credential, the assessment criteria is similar to if the student take the subject regularly. So if the subject is assessed by assignment and final exam, so the same assessment also applies to micro-credential. So because it is the same subject, and therefore the assessment method should be the same to assess the learning outcome. Yes. Okay. So the next one, Prof. Sorry, the
This is
other.
from Dr. David.
Yeah, yeah,
Dr.
yes.
David asked two questions. Can I obtain
Uh-uh.
a degree if I
Uh-uh.
risk my MC, or
Uh-uh.
do I still have to fulfill the admission requirement? First question. Second
Uh-uh.
question, when you say 100% online, do you still have lecturer intervention?
Okay. Right. Okay. Yes. Let's say a student, I mean a candidate who is not who has not registered with AEU, but they take the micro credential from AEU. Yeah, so they accumulate and stack the credit. Yeah, and then let's say the student uh, has fulfilled has accumulate the total credit. Yeah, and the student register, yeah, for the program, yeah, and get the credit transfer, and the student can be awarded with a degree. I give an example. Yeah, I give an example for, let's say, for a program, masters in ICT management, MICTM. Okay, so for MICTM, there are there are 12 subjects. Yeah, 12 subjects. 12 subjects, and the final one is a project paper of 6 credits. Okay, so normally we don't have a micro credential for project papers or project based. Yeah, so micro credential is only for coursework. Yeah, subject which has assessment. Okay, so let's say a candidate accumulate or takes the 12 subjects via micro credentials. Then only when they have taken all the 12 subjects via micro credential, then only the candidate will say, oh, I have accumulate 12 uh, 12 subjects or 36 credits. Yeah, if one subject is 3 credits. So then the student say that, oh, I think I would like to get the qualification, the scroll. Then only the candidate decide to register to the program. It can be done. Yeah. So the candidate register into the program, which is Masters in ICT Management, and all the 12 credits that the student have taken can be transferred directly, yeah, into the program. Okay, and since all the credits, all the subject which was taken via micro-credentials have grades, so the CGPA can be calculated. So now the student just need to spend another one semester to finish up the project paper, the other 6 credit. Okay, and complete the program. Okay, and the student can be awarded with a degree. Now, that comes another question, which involve APEL-M. Yeah. If let's say a student, a candidate who have accumulated the 12 subjects or 36 credits, yeah, but did not fulfill the entry requirement for the master's program. Yeah, we know that for a candidate to be admitted into a master's program, they must have a bachelor. If they have only a diploma, then they have to register into the program via APEL-A. Okay, but now the student has accumulated the micro-credential. Okay, so what need to be done? So this is where APEL-M comes in. Okay, the student can be admitted into the program, although he or she, I mean the candidate can be admitted into the program if he or she do not fulfill the entry requirement. For example, only have diploma, yeah, instead of bachelor, but the assessment is much lesser than APEL-A. So that's where the APEL-M comes in. So the assessment, as I mentioned here, only portfolio. Okay, we know that for APEL-A, for admission, the assessment, there are, for undergraduates, there are 2. There's a challenge test and then portfolio. For postgraduate, there are 3. Yeah, portfolio, challenge test, portfolio, and interview. But with APEL-M, meaning that the student has accumulated a minimum of 30% of the total credit, yeah, then the assessment for admission is just portfolio and interview. Okay, so that's come APEL-M, Prof. Yeah, whereby
Okay.
if candidates have accumulated 30% of the total credit. So actually, let's say if for a master's program or 40 credits, or in this case, let's say 42 credits, yeah, let's say if student have accumulated 30%, okay, which is about 12 credits, okay, 12 credits like 4 subjects, the student can apply for the program and be admitted into program via APEL-M, and the assessment is only for a postgraduate program, only portfolio and interview. So student don't need to go to take the challenge test for like APEL-A. Yeah, just portfolio and interview, get admitted into the program and get this 30% credits that the student have accumulated transferred into the program, credit transfer. Okay, so that is APEL-M, Prof.
Okay. We have Prof, just now you have not answered Dr. David's question, second question, which is
Oh.
when you say 100% online, do you still have lecturer intervention?
Okay. Um, so we believe in independent learning. Yeah. So the actually the candidate can study on their own. Yeah, but we actually stand by a facilitator as well. Actually, yeah. So there is a facilitator standby if the student have any problem. Yeah, so the facilitator can assist, yeah, the learning of the students. Okay, but there is no formal classes, but there is a facilitator standby. If you have any problem, okay, you can use the chatbot, you can use the forum in the learning management system, to communicate with the facilitator, and the facilitator will respond immediately, or maybe a few hours delay, for any queries or any difficulties that a particular student have during their learning via micro-credential. So there is a support actually, for micro-credential, a facilitator, academic facilitator, to support the student learning.
Okay, thank you, Prof. In fact, you have answered this question, but maybe you would like to reinforce from Nasihat Ahmad Maha, who asked, through APEL C, can I get a master degree? I think you, Prof, you have already answered this, right?
Yeah.
So may
Yes.
I proceed to her second question? For example, I am a project manager since 15 years. Can I apply for APEL to be assessed as master in project management?
Okay, as I mentioned just now, for APEL C, okay, you can maximum credit that can be awarded is 30%. Yeah, so let's say for a master's program, total credit is 40, for example. Yeah, student can get the credit award maximum 12. So 12 is equivalent to, let's say, if one subject is 3 credits, so it is equivalent to 4 subjects. Yeah, so let's say you have a vast experience, for example, one project management. So we have, let's say, in masters in ICT management, we have a subject called ICT project management. Yeah, so you can apply for APEL-C for this subject, ICT project management. Okay, because let's say if you look at the course learning outcome, and then you say, oh, based on your experience, you can achieve the course learning outcome. And then you look, maybe there are others like other subjects, that based on your working experience, you can fulfill the learning outcome for the other 3 subjects, for example. So that is where I mentioned just now, you need to look at the program structure, look at the subject offered, and you ask the program coordinator for the course learning outcome, because the course synopsis is available in the website, but sometimes the course learning outcome is not in the website, but you can always ask the program coordinators. Then you can judge yourself. Oh, I can apply for APEL-C maximum of 30%, which is maximum of 4 subjects. So you choose which are the relevant subjects, out of the 12 subjects available for a master's program. So it is possible.
Okay, and this one also you have answered from Miss Lu Nyat Ling. How can this micro-credential used for PhD program?
Okay. So as I mentioned just now, for PhD program, PhD by research cannot because there is no courses. Okay. The research methodology doesn't carry credits. Yeah. So so for fully by research program, there is no transfer credit via micro-credentials. Okay. But you can take because now we also have this our research methodology class, via micro-credentials. So maybe you can get the exemption, for if you take the research methodology module via micro-credential, you can get the exemption, from taking the research methodology workshop. You can, but not for transfer credit. But let's say if you're doing a DBA, PhD by coursework, yes, you can take the micro-credential, and get the credit transfer. Is it okay,
Okay,
Prof?
thank you very much. There's no more questions on the from the floor, and you
So
may like to proceed.
yeah, actually I have finished my sharing today,
Okay,
Prof.
okay. So This one from Mustafa again. Does the student need to pay AEU micro credentials as usual?
Yeah, as I mentioned just now, micro-credential, if the student takes a micro-credential, they have to pay, of course, based on the credits. Yeah. So if the student has taken a subject via micro-credential, they don't need to take the subject in a regular registration. So they don't need to pay for the subject for a regular pathway, the regular registration. Yeah, so they pay either one. So if they take the subject via a regular pathway, of course they pay for the subject. Yeah, but if they take the subject via micro-credential, they don't need to take the subject via regular way. So they don't need to pay in a regular way, but they pay for the micro-credential. So it's either one, either or, either
Okay.
via regular or via micro-credential. So we don't charge twice to the student.
Hmm.
Mm.
Sounds interesting, but and this is a question from Fatima Zahra.
Yes.
As I am assistant professor of education working for 13 years and recently
Uh-huh.
working as a principal of a college, which APEL C should I select to be essential as masters?
Ah, of course, master's education. Uh,
Hmm.
so for master's education, yeah, if you register for master's education, then you can have a look at the courses or subjects offered in master's education. Yeah, and there you can judge, which four courses, yeah, that you can apply for APEL C, yeah, to get the credit award by APEL C based on your experience. Yeah, as you said, as assistant professor, as a principal, so you can get the a credit award via APEL C.
Looks like there's no more uh, questions from the audience, and also time is running out. But one or other than Fatima say other than masters in education.
Oh, other than master's education, the thing is, maybe business. Oh yes, human resource management, that would be good because you're a principal. You manage human resource in the college or in the school. I would say
Mm.
MHRM, Masters in Human Resource Management. That would be applicable. Mm. Because if you take masters in ICT management, I'm afraid your experiential learning in the area of ICT may not be sufficient, but you are now a principal, okay, whereby you manage people under you, manage your staff. So of course, I think you will have experience in human resource management. So that would be good.
Okay, so yes, she agrees, and also uh, noted your comment. Well, we have more or less come to the final part. Let me recap that the that we have started with the flexible learning pathways, and we have used the micro credentials and APEL C, and also from your talk we know the importance of APEL, and we also remember that APEL there are four APELs, and mainly the APEL use the first alphabet of the for example, APEL A means admission,
Mention.
APEL M means micro credentials,
Mm.
APEL C for credit award, and
Mm-mm.
APEL Q for qualification award. So they use the first alphabet.
Yeah.
And we have talked in great deal with APEL C Credit Award and APEL M for admission, which here we are uh, providing the flexibility to learners to graduate early with APEL C or micro-credentials. And we also have talked about the process of how to apply for APEL C, what are the restrictions, and how long it takes to assess APEL C. And then we have also talked about discuss the conditions for a candidate to take the micro credentials, and how can a candidate with micro credentials apply for credit transfer. Uh, and on top of that, I believe, Prof, you have also posted all these materials to the in the our website.
Mm.
And for those who have missed or joined us late today, this information are also available there. So once again, I would like to thank Prof. Dr. Titik Khawa, the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Asia E University, to have enlightened us on the flexible learning pathways at AeU through micro-credentials and APEL-C.
Mm.
So, and I would like to thank the audience for sharing participating in this webinar. And Prof. Titik, just to inform you, one of your audience, Prof. Dato Mary, is around, and he
Masya.
was the initiator of APEL-C,
Oh, thank you. Thank you,
and he has
Dato'.
been okay. So. Uh, And I would like to thank the audience also for sharing their ideas and as well as questions. And I hope we have answered all the questions. And last but not least, I would like to thank all my technical team, Miss that have conducted this webinar without much glitches. And lastly, we still have the uh, COVID around. So stay safe and take care. Thank you to all of you.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Now it's selamat tengah hari. Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. See you again.
Thank you very much.
Uh,
All the best. Stay
yeah.
safe. Thank you.